Good afternoon, y'all. Today we're going to be doing 4.1.11. It's 10 questions, and we need an 80% or better to pass. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. What does the integrity... I can't move over to the left. What does the integrity in the CIA triad guarantee? And that is information is stored and transferred as intended. Yes. In terms of integrity, somebody who has a lot of integrity does not crack under pressure. Yeah. What does the availability in the CIA triad ensure? Information is readily available to authorized users. That one's pretty self-explanatory. What should companies do to ensure physical security of servers? Yes, keep the servers in a locked room. Something that people forget, a part of cybersecurity is the physical aspect of it. This can include things like post-it notes on your monitor or your computer. Hopefully they don't have your passwords on them, but also hopefully you don't leave your computer unlocked when it is unattended. Why are computers considered high-value targets? When they are expensive and store valuable data. Obviously, when the computer itself is expensive, that makes it high value. But when it has valuable data, data is the new oil. So keep that in mind. What is authorization? It is B, the process of determining what rights and privileges a particular entity has. It's basically no different than saying, applying for a permit to build a deck in your backyard or something. A lot of people think authorization, they kind of get it mixed up with like not allowance, but like to physically do something. They also mix it up with authentication, which is understandable. They're very similar words. Which rule states that a user should only get the access they need to do their job and nothing more? Either standard user or least privilege. I'd say standard user. Which rule? Oh, rule of least privilege. Yes. Yeah, standard user is a user account, not a rule. Yes. And that kind of detailed orientedness is really important in taking these tests, especially the final one. Yes. The rule of least privilege means that unless specified otherwise, you have the least privileges, and that can be set to a standard of read write but no execute, whereas full access or admin access is all of it. What is authentication? I'm glad it brings this up. So if authorization is the allowance to do something, authentication is, yes, the process of ensuring that each account is only operated by its proper user. So we have to think that the computer has to be engineered to do each little step. And it is not a simple task, no matter what we think. So each of these processes has a specific name. And when we say authorization versus authentication, it is quite a bit different, even though in person they may be a similar theme. But authentication truly just means verifying that this is the right person, right? Authenticating your ID is this you on your ID? And the guy at the register looks at you, and then he looks at your ID, and then he looks at you. Okay, what is the purpose of two-factor authentication? It is to increase your security. Two-factor authentication is probably one of the best things to have. And it's probably one of the easiest things to have to increase your security, because there is hopefully nobody that has access to your phone and phone number. And even if there was some sort of secret player trying to target you, there would be ways to find out who it was, if that were the case. What is accounting in the context of computer systems? The process of documenting user actions on the computer system. Accounting in computer systems involves documenting user actions such as sign-on attempts, software use, and file modifications. Honestly, a lot of IT work is going to be this. Especially if you work for schools, really, a lot of kids just look up stupid things, and they look up stupid things, and you have to bring it to your boss, and then your boss has to bring it to their colleague, and they have to, bring that student aside and be like, hey, you can't look this up on school grounds. It looks like a threat. And so on. If you want suggestions about local restaurants, what needs to be enabled in your browser? And that is location tracking. It's not necessarily true, but if you don't want to type the area that you're in, you would have to locate this, and typing in the area that you're in is basically the same thing. I prefer not to. I just type, Nashville or Murfreesboro. But yes, that should be a 100%. All right, thank you guys. I will see y'all in the next video.